Hey crocheters, so I've got a secret project. Um, and so the reason why I'm keeping this a secret is because it's for my best friend. So let me tell you a little bit about her and about this project, just real quick. So Catherine and I met our sophomore year of college and did not hit it off instantly, but we got there eventually. Anyway, so I was going to school for interior design and she was going to school for ag sciences. So she loves cows, and she I didn't think people could love cows. Like, I grew up with cows and I was just like, cows are dumb. Yeah, like I didn't know people like loved cows, but she loved cows. And then like after we like started really getting along and like, you know, got really tight, I remember her like coming to our apartment one day and just being like, "Oh my gosh, guess what I found?" Catherine is a very dynamic personality. And so she's like, "Guess what I found?" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Look at this ad." And there was an ad in the newspaper for two free llamas. And she was like, "Heck yes, I am getting these llamas." And so, yeah, it was a little bit of a fiasco. Like, her parents live like really close to where we grew up, or not where we grew up, where we were going to school. And they had farmland, like her dad's a farmer, and had a pasture and everything. Like, they were set up, they were ready to go, you know, to get these llamas, really impromptu. And so Catherine just like went and got them. And so, yeah, so she had these llamas. I think she named them Sean and Shalise after my roommate and her boyfriend who helped her pack up said llamas and, you know, get them from wherever they were and take them to her house. Anyway, so yeah. So then another time, I'm trying to remember what the story was for Mr. Goat. I can't remember the story, but essentially, long story short, she also was like really fascinated by goats. And so I grew up with usually like one or two cows every year that we would raise, and then we'd butcher, you know, for meat. And we also had goats. And what we would do is we would take the goats, we would have, the mama goat would have babies, right? And we would milk the goats, feed the babies. Once the babies were weaned, though, we kept milking the goat, and we would feed that milk to raise a calf because it was cheaper than calf milk replacer, and we didn't want to have a cow. We didn't have enough room for like a full-grown cow, and like one cow produces so much milk, we couldn't drink it all, even though we were a big family. Sorry, this is getting a little long. I'll try and cut it down. So essentially, Catherine was like really fascinated kind of by the way I was raised, but she also just like loved goats. We found out later she was kind of allergic to them, which was a sad thing. She came to my house once and milked our goat and had an allergic reaction. Yeah, that was a little crazy. Anyway, I am getting highly distracted because I love going down memory lane and thinking about Catherine and all of our adventures together and her personality. So anyway, long story short, she loves these three animals: cows, goats, and llamas. And at this stage in our lives, Catherine is married and she's got 2 kids and 1 on the way. And being the terrible friend that I am, I look at those shelves. I've got plenty of gifts to send to her, you know, her son and her daughter and the one that's coming. Like, why haven't I sent her a gift? Because I'm a terrible person. Yeah. I've not sent her anything yet, which, I mean, it's just so terrible. Like, it's so terrible. So I'm repenting. I'm making up for it now with this secret project. And I have to keep this a secret because she watches these vlogs. And so I want to get these done and send a box to her doorstep and have just this box of cuteness for her kids. You know, they'll be the toys for her kids, but they're also, you know, something for her because they're not random animals. You know, I'm not going to send her like a monkey, a deer, and a hippo, even though she did say her son loves hippos. I'm going to send her these 3 that mean something to her, you know, that I know she'll love. So these are secret vlogs for the moment, but I didn't want to not vlog. You know, I still want to keep a record of kind of the process. So this is where we are at the moment. This might get a little challenging. So I've been working on the llama, and I'm already realizing like there's something I'm gonna have to change because I think I made it too poofy. So these are going to be chubby animals. These are going to be part of the chubby series. So this is what I've got so far for the llama. For the head, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold this up and do it justice. Probably not. This is going to look really terrible. But this is what I've got for the body. And it just looks like this like mess of curls. So I'm realizing that like once I should have learned this from making the, can you see him up there? No, you can't see him up there. I'm making the porcupine hedgehog thing. I need to make smaller loops, but I naturally make pretty big loops. And so like this is the body, and I think it's just too much, you know, like there's actually a lot of shaping that's going on in here, and you just can't see it because it is just poof ball central. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to make much smaller loops. Like most of these loops are probably like, and we'll flip it over. You can see they're probably like a solid inch and a half tall, and I probably need to go to like 1/2 inch. I started doing it just like right here at the top, making these little like yeah, that one's probably 3/4 inch. It could probably be even smaller. So that's that. I'm learning, making progress. So on this one, I've got to ring my ears. So I've got the, you know, the bobble stitches on the bottom for the feet, or the triple bobbles. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the almond color from the snout, and I'm going to make little tiny feet and put those on the triple bobbles to give it some height, and also to just kind of show like, because like the triple bobbles are pretty much hidden by all of this fluff, all of these loop stitches. So yeah, so I'm gonna figure it out. This is just my rough draft, and sometimes my rough drafts are really, really rough. Sometimes they're like, hey, I see what you're going for. This one's a little bit like, say what? So yeah, so this is the rough draft. I'm already thinking that for the final one, I'm going to make it a white and brown, not a tan and brown, because I grew up with, my uncle had 2 llamas. He had Wimpy and Jordan, and Wimpy was completely brown, like that tan color, a lot like the alpaca, if you can see it up there, you know, that kind of a color. And then he had a brown and white one, and that was Jordan. And I can't remember exactly, but I think one of Catherine's was the white and brown. I can't remember exactly. I just remember she had 2 llamas. So yes, that's where I am. I'm thinking I'll probably do a white and brown, which I think would be really cute. And then of course, like if you don't want to make it white and brown, you just do one solid color, or excuse me, or just like switch colors kind of however you'd like. So yeah, this is secret vlog number 1. I plan on probably a lot more of these because I mean, I still have to figure out this here llama. So there's going to be at least one more vlog on it, but probably more like 2 as I finish this guy up and then figure out the next one. I mean, I still have got to do ears and feet and a tail. Like I've still got progress to make on this one, and then I've got to edit the pattern from there and make it better. You know, I've got work. But then I've also got 2 more animals. I've got to figure out a chubby goat, which I'm really excited for. I'm also, I'll be honest, I'm also the most intimidated by the goat, because the goat and the sheep, that like their shapes are similar, but like sheep are really identifiable by the the bobble stitch. You know, you look at it and you're like, oh, of course it's a sheep. It's a fluffy, you know, thing. I think a goat is going to be harder. And so I've been pushing that one off for a long time. So I think it's going to be challenging, but I'm excited about it anyway. Some days I'm up to the challenge. Some days I'm like, not ready for it. So we'll see. And then the chubby cow, I'm super excited for that one. I sketched it the other night, like before I was going to sleep, and I'm just like, this is going to be so fun. So yeah, I've got things to do, things to make. So secret vlog number 1 down, and I mean, probably like 9 more to come. We'll see. We'll see how long it takes me to get these patterns figured out. Yeah.